buying a new Bluetooth speaker is a lot like trying to buy some toothpaste. Now, let me explain. When you go to buy toothpaste, you'll probably remember Colgate's whole advertisement campaign where 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Colgate. And even though that might not necessarily be true, it's ingrained in a lot of people's memories, and so when people think of toothpaste, they think of Colgate. There's kind of a similar phenomenon in the portable speaker industry. When you think of portable speakers, 9 out of 10 times, people will probably think or recommend JBL and something like the JBL Charge 6, and it's not hard to see why. But enter Bose, who has also been around the market for a while, who have just released the new SoundLink Plus speaker, which offers specs very similar to the JBL Charge 6. Heck, this can even charge your phone just like the Charge 6. But can this really overthrow JBL and win our title for the best overall Bluetooth speaker that we'd recommend for most people? Well, that's what we're gonna find out today. So let's dive in. Now, if you've seen or used any Bose portable speaker in the past, then the SoundLink Plus is very familiar territory. It's the middle child in the Bose SoundLink lineup, featuring the same metal grille and rubberized silicone that wraps around the speaker. Size-wise, it's bigger than a SoundLink Flex, but an inch smaller and about a pound lighter than the SoundLink Max. We'd even say that the SoundLink Plus is pretty close in size to the JBL Charge 6, meaning that you shouldn't have any issues chucking the speaker into a backpack. Now, personally, I feel like this is the perfect size for a Bluetooth speaker, and the rest of the SoundGuys team agrees. It's big enough to please a crowd at a small party, but not so big that it's hard to carry around wherever you go. In terms of durability, the SoundLink Plus does have an IP67 dust and water resistance rating, meaning that this speaker will survive an accidental dip in the pool or a dusty hike. Oh, and it floats too. So if it does accidentally fall into the pool, you're not gonna have to Tom Cruise your way to the bottom to retrieve your fallen speaker. Bose also claims that the speaker is shockproof, which means that your speaker will be fine if it takes an accidental tumble or 2 or 3. I was gonna drop it in this video, but I kinda don't want to. Either way, not used to that. But it is shockproof if I did want to drop it. Just not going to. Trust me. On the back of the speaker, you will find a single USB-C port somewhere there. Right there. Yeah, there it is. You will use this USB-C port to charge the speaker, but it also supports 15-watt charging, meaning that, like the Charge 6, you can use the SoundLink Plus to charge your other devices. Now, looking under the hood, the Bose SoundLink Plus comes with Bluetooth 5.4 with support for multi-point, Google Fast Pair, and SBC and AAC codecs. And if you're using Android, you will be happy to know that the SoundLink Plus also supports the aptX adaptive codec, and the speaker will automatically use that codec if you are paired to a Snapdragon Sound certified device. Unfortunately, there is no lossless audio via USB-C with the speaker, but honestly, I think that's okay. After all, as my colleague Dave would like to say, these speakers aren't designed for critical listening anyway, so it's not really a deal breaker for me. Ultimately, the connection options and connection performance of the SoundLink Plus are fine. Nothing special, and should suit most people's needs comfortably. Unless you're somebody who really cares about lossless. In this case, I highly suggest you watch this video right here. Now, once you are connected to the speaker, you can customize the SoundLink Plus via the Bose app, but the software features we found are pretty bare bones. In the app, you can toggle your shortcut button between it activating Spotify tap or setting it to quickly link to a second SoundLink Plus speaker. The app also lets you manage your connections, and you can even use the app to pair the SoundLink Plus to another SoundLink Flex 2nd gen speaker or a SoundLink Max speaker for synchronized mono playback. You can also use the app to customize the sound using the EQ. However, Bose's EQ tool is pretty basic. You get 3 EQ bands to adjust bass, mids, and treble, but you're not told what specific frequency bands are being adjusted. This pales in comparison to JBL's EQ tool, but hey, it's still better than whatever Apple gives you, which is nothing. No EQ tool, you get nothing. Good day, sir. That's a Willy Wonka reference. Still, Bose, something is better than nothing is not a good enough excuse now. I would have preferred a more customizable EQ like what Anker offers with its Soundcore speakers, and mind you, Soundcore speakers tend to cost less. So Bose, do some homework, maybe next time. Now, when it comes to battery, Bose claims that the SoundLink Plus should last you up to 20 hours on a single charge. In our standardized battery test, the speaker ended up lasting 20 hours and 55 minutes on a single charge at 80 decibel SPL. Now, for reference, that's more battery life than what we got with the JBL Charge 6, which only clocked in at around 13 hours and 55 minutes. Back to the Bose though, it does provide a good amount of battery for a speaker of its size. It should be more than enough for some beach days, backyard barbecues, or 1 or 2 pool parties, even back to back. Alright, now let's get down to what really matters here, sound quality. Does the Bose SoundLink Plus sound good? Yes, but not in the way Bose wants you to think. Now, when marketing these speakers, Bose is making a big deal about how the SoundLink Plus features 4 passive radiators and that the speakers will deliver booming bass. But after listening to the speaker for ourselves, We didn't really find any meaningful difference in bass output between the SoundLink Plus and something like the JBL Charge 6, which, mind you, only has 2 passive radiators. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, if I want more bass, why not just turn up the bass slider in the Bose app EQ? Well, we tried that, and even after cranking the bass to +10, we didn't hear that much of a difference. Turning up the bass in the EQ is not going to magically turn the SoundLink Plus into a SoundLink Max. All that's to say that the bass response of the SoundLink Plus does sound good, but it's not going to rattle any windows or blow the roof off your house. For that, you're going to need something like a party box or whatever, which we reviewed here. Shameless plug. Now, besides bass, the SoundLink Plus also produces a good amount of treble clarity. This makes it to hear details like the pick attack and Stevie Ray Vaughan's lead guitar work. However, our in-house speaker expert Dave, Drive My Car, noted that the SoundLink Plus does sound slightly recessed in the mids. For example, in songs like Let's Dance by David Bowie, vocals and snare drums might sound like they're sitting a little bit further back in the mix than what you might be used to. It's also worth noting that the performance of the SoundLink Plus does begin to fall off at around 75% volume. Once you start cranking the volume past this point, the speaker's DSP kicks in to help prevent distortion, which is great. However, this does mean that the bass does start to sound like it's being pulled back a bit, and the treble might sound a bit harsher than what you're used to. Again, the speaker sounds good and has enough volume to please a crowd at a small party, but this isn't going to be the speaker you choose if you want to crank it up to 11. Looking at our more objective measurements, MDAQS testing gave the SoundLink Plus an overall score of 3.3 on a scale of 1 to 5. This is a pretty high score for a portable speaker, and the SoundLink Plus, with the bass set to maximum, yielded a higher overall score than the JBL Charge 6. Now, taking these scores into account, combined with our experience actually listening to the speaker, it's safe to say that the SoundLink Plus sounds good. Most people, maybe even yourself, will enjoy how the speaker sounds, and it should be well suited for small to medium-sized gatherings. So with all of this in mind, let's circle back to the question I asked in the beginning. Is the SoundLink Plus better than the JBL Charge 6? Is it the Colgate of speakers now? Well, while the SoundLink Plus offers excellent build quality and great sound, it doesn't come cheap. At $269, you're paying a lot of money to get a speaker that performs very closely to the JBL Charge 6, which, mind you, is the more affordable option at $199. So does the SoundLink Plus replace JBL as our best overall pick? No. And if we want to go back to the analogy I had earlier with the Colgate and toothpaste thing, it's not the Colgate of speakers, it's more like the Sensodyne of overall Bluetooth speakers. It does basically the same thing as Colgate, but at a higher price tag. But to be clear, I'm not trashing on the speaker. This speaker is a good speaker. It sounds good, has great build quality, the app features are sufficient, and it should sound fine and work well for most people. And if you already like or use Bose products, then the SoundLink Plus will fit right into your collection. Otherwise, I'd highly recommend waiting until these speakers go on sale before you buy them, so you just get a better bang to buck ratio. Bang to buck ratio, no. Otherwise, I just highly recommend waiting until these speakers go on sale before you buy them, so you get a better bang for buck. But if the speaker really doesn't speak to you, then I highly recommend checking out the JBL Charge 6 instead, which my colleague did a deep dive in this review right here.